everyone. Welcome to our next episode of the year. And Surya, I wanted to ask you why there are so many people behind you.
So many sessions, so many webinars attended, so many new coaches out there in the world, all creating these kind of an environment where people are hooked to the screens, listening to them. So I thought, why not really have an audience behind us as a background, so that what we are going to discuss about today's episode will just be a perfect reminder of how we need to be in order to make the most of this journey in this planet Earth, because at the end of the day, it's all about talking to people. So that's my answer.
Now, now I just wanted to start this episode with my experience just yesterday. Yesterday, I stumbled upon a person speaking. Within the first few seconds, I got it was a complete turn off. And I didn't realize why I felt like I don't want to watch that person speaking again. And then when I sat down, I felt that there is something that is not genuine, not congruent, or I don't see myself like that. The person went on sharing how he built his own business, how everything fell into the place, and how flashy it is, how beautiful it is, how much money are they making right now. And for some reason, I didn't feel good about it. Previously, every single time I come across something like this, I used to blame myself that, oh, probably I'm jealous. That's why I don't like listening to them. Probably just because I'm not doing as good as they are in terms of finances and earning. So I don't feel good about that. Probably I'm not good. That's why I don't like to see them being good or doing good. So I started condemning myself until yesterday. I realized that it, I watched one more person speaking who is making more money, but I feel good listening to that person because when I saw that person speaking about their business, about the work that they are doing, I was able to see that that person is me, like me, on the same ground, not some with some flashy stuff, flashy branded clothes, or some expensive items. Rather, that person was like me, yet earning 10x than the previous person I was telling you about, with whom I didn't resonate. And I compared these both situations. Person A was flashy, sharing only the success. Person B, sharing the entire journey. And that's when I realized it's not because I'm jealous, it's because I just choose to resonate with someone who is genuine, sharing the entire journey. Where were they? What were the hardships? And if they are earning much, how is it possible? And how can I also do so? On the other hand, there's a lot of ambiguity, a lot of flashy steps. But as a communication coach, Surya, keeping this as a context, I wanted to ask you, have you ever felt something like this? And if you also have felt something like this, which means a lot of us outside, also these kind of attraction towards certain set of people and repulsion towards certain set of people. Just share the foundation. Why is it even happening? First question, have you ever felt something like this? If yes, why is it even happening?
Before I get into the questions, I think just before we started recording this episode, Yogeshwari told me that she will be asking me one question at a time. But now I again have to remember both the questions. I think it's important that I keep a notebook and a pen in front of me, because this is literally a class going on. Okay. I'm going to do my best. Okay. In case if I don't, please feel free to tell me and remind me of the answer. Let's take a couple of steps back and observe things just the way they are in terms of truth. We have something that is called as a human psyche, human intuition, and psychology. Now, every human being in this planet, they are attracted to certain things, They move away from certain things. And all of that happens because of two reasons, and only these two reasons. Either they don't want pain or they want pleasure. That's it. Now, either we are crystal clear about what is it that we want and what is it that we don't want. But then growing up, who is there to guide us on that? Now you call it conscience, you call it different words are there in spirituality. I don't want to get into the jargons at all. There's certain things that we want, there's certain things that we don't want. Now, keeping that in mind itself, for smoking, do we want cancer? No, but we want to feel cool, and that's why we smoke. The same thing, big fat wedding. Do we really want to spend that much of money just to feed people? No, but we want to feel that societal high or that societal peer pressure so that we can capture something in a big manner and tell the world that we have arrived and we are getting married. Just to hear from them, oh, in your wedding, it was such a good experience. Now, because of that, we do it. The same way, being in the training and coaching industry as a student for the last 7.5 years, the intention here was, at least from my side, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the people who have made at least some kind of a purchase on yourself, like investing in yourself. We know that there are certain skills that we lack, or there are certain mindset shifts that we lack, or we are having some pain in our life and we want to move to some form of a pleasure. And that psychological trait is what, in the industry terms, it changes its subject to marketing, quote unquote. Marketing is what understands your present scenario and will pull you or push you towards having that transaction. Now, there are different ways to do so. So now that is what actually happens. And I hope I was able to set some kind of a context related to it. Now, coming to my experience, when I am not clear about what is it that I want in the first place, what do we end up doing? We end up trying everything. And that's what, as a teenager, they do, right? As a teenager, we get addicted to pornography. We want to fall in love with girls. We want a girlfriend. We want to go out and party. We want to watch movies with our friends and go out and travel, even though we don't have a single penny in our pockets or we don't even know how to earn. We do it because that's why we feel either we're going to move away from pain, the pain of studying, the pain of discipline, the pain of learning in the college and all. We want to move towards pleasure. Now, if someone is marketing that to us, see, here's my car, here is my yacht, here is my private jet, or here is my wife, here is my dream soulmate that I manifested. Look at my dream life, dream house that I stay. The first instinct is, oh, what? They must have done something to achieve that, right? So let me learn from them. And that's how we fall prey. Only to realize that it's not as easy as it was. And suddenly now, whatever they are teaching us, to practice that is far more painful than it was to keep ourselves away from that entire flashy stuff. And that's what happened to me as well over the last 7 years. I signed up for courses after courses, programs after programs. To give you the exact number, Yogeshwari, at this point of time, I have 2,493 courses on Udemy, which I think not even one have I completed end to end. Not even one. Okay. Next, I'm a part of 73 communities, as in coaches who are building their own community. I have paid them money or some form of a transaction to be a part of their community, to learn from them, only to realize that the process of going through what they are teaching is far more painful. And in order to reach that pleasure, I have to put myself through this pain. And why? How dare are they to not tell me all of this in clearly before I signed up? But again, that's the way that it works. Firstly, they don't know my psychology, and they had just started marketing, and I fell because I'm not clear about my psychology, and that's why I felt the marketing, this is the solution that I'm going to get. Now, the same thing is what brands follow, whether it's Apple. When I was working in the IT sector, a colleague who is just joined the college, just joined the job, the third month in her work, she is earning a salary of one third of what I am earning. And yet she took up an Apple iPhone, the latest model, on an EMI. So that's the cycle where I have experienced so far. And that's the way I feel the same for people as well. But now I want to, so firstly, I hope I answered your first question, and I totally forgot about the second question. So you have to give me your thoughts on whatever I said and then ask me the next question. I'm so sorry for doing this.
Yeah, I'll stick to my word and I'll ask one question at a time. My bad to put you through all of these struggles. And it was so wonderfully you shared about the psychological aspect of it, where you used to share about a pyramid. The first layer is always about the basic necessities. The second layer is about the sense of security, safety. And the third layer is about what are your desires. And the pinnacle of it is about the, the luxury or the freedom or showing off. However, in this marketing trap, we end up reversing everything. Whether we have the basic necessities or not, whether that is secured or not, we end up buying things that is over and above our budget. And worst case, EMI is there. You can get it in one click. Now, I'm able to see this reversing the order in multiple things. And that reversal of the order is the starting point of pain, is what I'm able to recall as you were speaking. As someone hasn't established the basic necessities as food, water, shelter, clothing for them, for their entire family, until they are going to live in this planet Earth. And then moving ahead with, okay, how can, right now that is sorted, how can they build a security for them and for everyone in the world, for everyone who is related to them, their loved ones. And the same order and same pattern I'm able to see that when we learn a language, when we were a child, we learned our mother tongue by listening first, speaking next, reading third, and writing fourth. Now, for English, it's reversed. So that's why we have so much of pain. We end up writing first. Speaking went for a toss, listening nowhere in the room to be seen. And that's why we feel completely underconfident when we wanted to communicate. Now, coming to the third pattern that I'm seeing in terms of communication. Communication is the one single thread that connects your wealth. If you were able to communicate, you can build network. If you can build network, you can get people to get you business, get you opportunities. You can build your wealth accordingly. And you can tell yourself what is right to purchase, what is not right to purchase. How can you save yourself? Self-communication. Your health, what to eat, what not to eat. Whether when you eat a big American double cheese sandwich, if you know how to communicate to yourself whether it is right or wrong, you will be healthy or not healthy. That's how it works. And finally, relationship. So many divorce cases, so many people, so many people in their family, they are under the same roof but not talking to each other. Parents don't know how to communicate to their children. Children don't know how to communicate to their parent. So there's a lot of rift. No one taught us how to do it, yet we do it. Yet that's the one single thing I'm able to recall. We do it every single day. The pattern is getting repeated over and over again in every single thing. So, keeping this context, I come back to my second question, which is if we are getting attracted and repelled to certain things, I didn't know that why was I getting repelled to someone? Why was I getting attracted to the other person or resonating with the other person? And then I realized that because when I see someone speaking, I don't want to become like that. And that's why I hate. And I want to remove myself from that. As you said, the pain is working over there. When I see someone and I want to become like them, I dive deep into what are they doing. I resonate with them. I attract to them. So that's my pleasure. pulling me towards, right? And my second question is, how can someone understand this, keeping the context of first the marketing, the patterns that we are seeing right now, everything is getting reversed, and then the self communication that you just helped me to understand, the attraction and the repulsion method. How can someone help themselves understand this? That's my second question.
Okay. You perfectly hit the nail on the head that whenever we watch someone, something, or whatever it is, either they make us feel aspirational about it or they make us feel irritated about it. Either we feel like they've been lucky, they've got everything sorted. Oh wow, such a beautiful house that they have. Oh, they must have done something wrong. They must have been some greedy, some scam, whatever it is. Or what all did they do to get it? Can I find it out? Can I ask them questions? Will they give me their answer? Now, when you choose the first path, obviously you're doomed, and that's when you need to change the mindset into, okay, I want to learn from this. I want to know how to make it happen. But even if you try to make it happen, you're obviously asking the other person, and the other person does not know you or doesn't even know your intention. So they will either give you superficial stuff, which used to happen. I think a lot of times I remember you telling me, can you please stop asking people what does it take to be like them? Now I'm asking so that I can get the answers. But then the answers are not what I really need. I need the strategy. I need the rule book. I need the action steps. And you are already giving me the action steps. Money is the byproduct of the amount of value that you create in this world. The market values you for the value that you create. And if you solve enough problems, the market will reciprocate that in the form of money. Simple equation. But I kept asking. Now, when you get those answers, and suddenly you begin to realize that in order to be like them, you need to do the things that they have done. As in, I'll just take these two examples, the two examples that you mentioned. The guy whom you heard him speaking, he was flashing his life, his 10 CR revenue, his beautiful hot wife that he manifested, the fact that he doesn't even care about marketing or building landing pages or building skills. He's just focused on his product, and he's telling you to do all of that as well. Now, do you seriously see yourself flashing money after money for uh, giving a huge, big, fat wedding, or giving money to a marketing agency, not even knowing whether they're going to give you the success or not, to churn money after money, giving them money in order to earn more money? Deep down, we have something called as a conscience. That is your gut. No? Your gut will tell you whether you will be able to do it or not, whether you will enjoy it or not. And then the other end, the other lady that you heard her speak, you saw the way she was handling people, the way her body language, her tonality, something that made you feel that I am looking at a reflection of my own. And wow, this is a person that I would like to learn from. And that was possible because you have that awareness, you have that clarity. Same thing for me. Over the last 7 years, I'm a part of these many communities. I have literally shoved them away, as in unsubscribed, deleted their stuff, whatever it is. I don't want to stay associated with them, at least for until I reach that entire zone. And I'm able to find people. And that's because I'm clear about what is it that I want and what is it that I don't want. I'm clear about it. Either I know it inside, or I have a piece of paper and I've written stuff down based on my experience. Suddenly I see, because I've emptied my cup, suddenly the exact people whom I am looking up to, based upon who will understand where I am, are showing up through social media. Again, this is how I'm turning the tables, and I'm connecting with people who are there to help me. I can get mentorship for free. I can read books for free. I can get advice for free. I can use AI to literally turn them to become my brain and my assistant. All of these things are happening because we are clear. Now, that is what happened from my end. and from your end as well. But here's when I like for you to highlight that very important point which we discussed, I remember, on how I want you to expand on that point. In fact, when you mentioned that one set of people is making us feel bad or making us feel the lack of all the things that we do not have, it's making us feel fear. What is that fear? And the other end of the spectrum is the other lady who made you feel like she's expressing her struggle, she's being authentic, she's being genuine. Again, it's not that the first person was not authentic or genuine, but it's just that we don't resonate with them. So we are not talking about right, wrong, good, bad, this or that here. No, that's not our objective. Our objective here is to expand upon what is it that we want. And anything that is not congruent to what we want is wrong for us, not for them, not for the world. For example, smoking and drinking, Yogeshwari and I, we will never ever do it. We'll never ever encourage it as well. In fact, we will stay away from people who do it for whatever reasons. That's not right for us. It could be a part of your day to day life, and that's perfectly fine. We don't have any problems. So, if you can just expand on that, Yogeshwari.
So, first, in order to answer your question, um, what is it that is making us do? What is it? What are the emotions that we are going through when we go through that fear or the lack in us? You may want to be like them. When I'll be honest and open here, completely vulnerable. When I watched that individual speak about how was their business, how were they doing, how much were they earning, and everything, I want that kind of a result. However, that entire speech felt like a void, or there's a cylinder, only the outer part is covered and the inside of it is hollow. Why is it hollow? Because they were talking in the revenue. I earned this much, I earned that much. Now, well, I want to earn that much as well. How do I do it? Now, when I wanted to know how do I do it, the process and the steps that they were doing, no way I can do it because I didn't have the resource that they have. I didn't have the connections that they have. I didn't have that initial head start that they had. So I felt instead of getting inspired, I was getting scared. Oh, if that's what it takes, then I'll never be able to do it. And I just wanted to put one more thing here to show the exact fear. You told me, Yogeshwari, stop making flashy editing videos. I was feeling irritated when you take multiple takes and piece all together just for a 60-second video and you put so much of editing into it. Do you seriously think anyone who wants to watch this, who watches this, will feel that they can also speak like you? Or will they feel that, oh my God, this person puts so much of effort, speaks so perfect. Will I be ever be like them? Will you install fear or will you inspire them? And that's when right now I realize that if I am teaching communication, I cannot show my most perfect self because perfection is a myth. No one can achieve that and it brings in fear. Right now we are doing live, it's completely unedited. I fumble, I make grammatical mistakes, I get stuck, I go blank, I think. When I think like this, my eyes go up and it's absolutely perfect. It's absolutely okay. Because when someone watches this, they'll know that it's okay to make mistakes. And they'll lower their guard and they'll be opening up to at least try. Now, when we show just the success without the struggle, it creates the sense of fear. And that's why it is very important to show the struggle first, or to be authentic and true about what were our vulnerabilities, what were our flaws. And from there, what did we do step by step to become what we are right now? And this gives hope, which means it is achievable. And it also tells them clearly, communicates clearly, what does it take to become like that, which I felt as an ambiguity when I watched that guy. There's no clarity on what does it take to become like him. It's not that I don't want him to be success. We want everyone to be successful. Just that there's no authenticity in that. So immediate repulsion. On the other hand, when I saw that lady, she was so simple. When she was talking to the person she was hosting, it was an interview. She dressed exactly like the other person, grounded in simplicity, matching that body language. She was sitting and talking to a woman who has no clue about uh, what all this flashy industry is all about, just a normal human being with their normal day to day attire, in their normal day to day life, in their environment. And this lady, when she spoke to her, was sitting exactly like this, as a friend used to sit in front of the other person, having that chit chat. That made me feel that I connect with her. She is like me. Right now, whatever achievements that she's having, whatever earnings that she's having, it's because of the hard work that she's putting in, and I'm able to see her hard work. And right now, when I see her, the map is clear. If I want to earn like her, I have to climb these many steps. I have to do these many efforts, put in these many efforts. That is not scaring me. That is not making me insecure. That is not making me feel that I'm way too late, I'm not good enough, will I ever be able to do it? That's making me feel that all you need is consistent efforts. Hard work will pay the results, pay will bear the fruits. So this is the psychology that is going inside my head as an individual who's going through these two polar opposite emotions. One making me insecure, the other is making me empowered to go and achieve that. So, as a communication coach, Surya, I want us to have a little bit of discussion on being a communication coach itself, having the awareness itself. We are struggling so much. I'm struggling so much, at least, if not you. How can someone who has no clue about any of these things go through this, and how can they also dissect whatever they are feeling? It's not because they are bad, it's because of certain actions from the other person, certain energy that is getting emitted from the other person. How can they decode and understand that?
Before I answer that question, one very important point. Yogeshwari is the communication coach amongst us. I'm not a coach. I'm not a guru. I'm just I'm just Surya. That's it. Who has done medicine, dentistry, knows how to diagnose a problem and solve it. That's all. That's all that I know. Okay. Now coming to the problem that Yogeshwari immediately threw me across. How do we know? Now I will simply tell you the framework that has worked beautifully for me. The fact that you don't know, please note that you're already in the quicksand. Because if you don't know, you're already subjected to doom scrolling reels, watching videos on social media, and whether even without your awareness, you must have clicked on quite a few things, purchased quite a few stuff, fallen into peer pressure, spot on, which only later you realize, how did I even fall into such mess? So the very first thing, if you know that you are uh, it's making you feel bad, or you want to protect yourself from these situations, congratulations, you have passed the first thing, and you are the right person, and I'm going to fly a couple of rockets here to celebrate that for you. Now once that thing is sorted, you need to start identifying, first of all, shutting down the noise. And the approach that Yogeshwari and I always take is, recently, I think both of us, we deleted our browsers in our phones. And even before I move forward and share more insights about it, I just want to ask Yogeshwari, since you did that, what changes have you observed? If you can just share that with us.
It is so difficult. I feel like I have gotten addicted to it without even getting to know. I've heard people sharing that if someone who is an alcohol addict or addicted to chain smoking or any sort of drug, once they stop it immediately, their hands and legs would shake because of the nervousness disorder or whatever. Literally, I felt that the first couple of days after deleting the browser, because browser is the place where I use YouTube, browser is the place where I just scroll, browser is the place where I check everything. Now literally any advertisement message that I get on my WhatsApp, for example, I buy a couple of products, and those products, they send WhatsApp messages sharing their offer. Immediately I click on, and then it takes me to the product, takes me to the page, and then I keep scrolling whether I buy or not, and then I end up buying also. Now, literally, what was happening after I stopped using the browser, then I realized that I used to spend so much of time in that browser. When I receive any sort of offers from any of the products that I had purchased before, whether I have the need or not, I was getting that urge to go and check. And when I clicked on the link, I stayed on that web page for more than half an hour. Worst case scenario, ending up buying things that I don't even need. Literally, using all my Sunday is the time I chill. I don't do any work. Literally spending all my Sunday on my phones, on YouTube, because I told myself that I'm going to chill. And the Sunday goes like this without any useful things, not even spending time with family. And after deleting it, every single time I wanted to go back. Now, what were the time that I used to go back? Oh, I want to relax. Let me get my phone. Let me get the browser. Let me open the browser. Oh, I feel irritated. Like so much of right now we are doing podcast. It takes a toll on our energy because we are using a lot of energy. We get exhausted as soon as the podcast gets over. And how do I energize myself? Let me check my phone. Let me scroll. Right now I don't have that option. And just because I don't have that option, right now I'm able to feel how much I was addicted and habituated. These are the two words that I want to use. Very carefully, I'm choosing my words. Addicted and habituated to using my browser. And right now, when that habit got broken, I didn't replace it with any other habit. That's one more worse thing that I did. Just because I didn't replace it with any other habit. Like, okay, so instead of using the browser, let me grab a bottle of water and let me drink. I didn't do it. I kept that place void. So I started feeling the agitation. My brain started telling me, why don't you reinstall? It's okay. You made the commitment that this year you're not going to use, but you can install. What's wrong with that? Like, you don't have to spend so much of time, but five minutes a day. Now, mind you, if I give in to that, I haven't yet. If you give in to that, it won't be 5 minutes a day. And that's why I told myself, okay, so I was using literally, I was building that habit unconsciously for really a long time. Now I cannot leave that as empty space. I have to replace it with, as soon as the meeting gets over, I am going to drink a bottle of water. I'm going to walk out, or I'm going to talk to Surya. If I replace, then I would forget. Now, this is what I am going through currently. I'm yet to completely overcome that agitation, yet to completely overcome that mental debacle that I'm having. our brain continues to negotiate with us because we are being manipulated by the marketing. We don't build habits just like that. We build habits because we were told to build habits. We build habits because we see others doing it. We build habits because it's been designed in such a way that pulls you in slightly and then keeps you in there. You have to develop good habits consciously, at least in this age and this era. So, Surya, you deleted it. What were you going through?
One crazy thing about Yogeshwari, okay, which I love, and I'm sure you all have been listening to her, you will love the same as well. The way that she literally is speaking what we go through. She's able to verbalize it. She's able to put it out in such a manner where we are able to resonate with. So big thank you for that, Yogeshwari. Now, what I go through is I get to go to sleep on time. And if that happens, I get to wake up on time and the day is beautiful. That's the only way I'll answer. And then continuing further, while you were speaking, I just went in to do a little bit of a research at the back end and found out the biggest beauty products. I don't want to take any names of any companies here, but again, this is just proper research. There are specific digital marketing full stack developers. Their only expertise is to take that particular shopping platform for women so that they spend more time scrolling and adding things in the cart. The average salary for someone with even 1 year of experience for this particular role is 18 to 25 lakhs per annum. Think about it. Engineers, professionals, experts, their only job is to make you stay in that shopping app. Now, the same thing goes on for all these training and coaching field as well. When you watch a video of someone, they want you to stay in that platform. That's why they're making you scroll. When you click on that video sign up button, they take you to a page which is designed by some of the greatest engineers on the planet that makes you scroll things. And again, there are professionals who their entire day-to-day job is to make you do that. So you are already fighting a losing battle. Only when you realize that it's something that I've already fallen far too deep and I don't want to anymore, that's when you take the responsibility. And that's why 99% of the emails that I receive now go into the spam box. I don't even get to know them because I've completely unsubscribed or reported as spam. Any email that I receive which is not relevant, I report it as a spam. And I don't even get them anymore. I unsubscribe. Social media, I only follow 9 people on Instagram. Only 9 people. I don't even open Instagram. I don't even open Facebook. I've deleted Facebook long back. I mean, I just have a profile and that's it. People keep following me. I don't know how, but that's how it is. LinkedIn is the only platform because I don't see too many ads. And whenever I do so, I keep reporting ads. YouTube, I have YouTube Premium. Even though I see ads at times, I report those ads. Because then I'm giving the social media platforms more and more insights that I do not want to see. If there's any trainer or a coach, I report their ad and I put it as misleading product. Because I'm able to get a sense of this particular person. Whatever he's telling, it's not going to work. Now, when I'm going to start running my ads, will I face the same situation? 120% yes. Why not? And just to make sure that I don't, I'm creating all these things right now, Yogeshwari and I. If somebody asks Google or ChatGPT, can you tell me about Yogeshwari Sukumaran and Suryadeep Majumdar? They will get flooded with our daily lives, with our LinkedIn lives, with our Udemy micro courses, with our content all across LinkedIn and YouTube. Our website is going to go through a revamp. Blogs we are planning to write. Multiple things are in the pipeline because we want to communicate more often. And that is the due diligence. That's the next word that I want to talk about, is something that is up to us to do. So today, whenever I see an ad, because I've purchased multiple things, I go to their YouTube, I genuinely ask ChatGPT, I saw this person's ad. What do you know about this person? Tell me. And if I don't see substantial information from ChatGPT, immediately the ad is reported, and I don't even want to stay anywhere even remotely close to such a person. Now, this we have consciously started doing. I still remember, I think Yogeshwari and I, we are a part of apparently one of India's leading community for digital coaches. And we didn't feel good attending the event. I mean, at least I didn't. After attending two such events, I didn't go the third time, only Yogeshwari went. I don't intend to attend such events also, because they make me feel exactly what Yogeshwari mentioned. They make me feel bad. They don't inspire me. They make me feel bad. And that's okay. I don't want to blame the other person. I want to protect myself. All the more why right now we are creating the community, creating that space where we would like to be. In Sunsden, I think in the last episode, if you watch that episode, Sunsden is not something that Yogeshwari and Suryadeep has created. No, Sunsden is what we together are creating. Speak to Lead is what we together are creating. That's the kind of community that we want to be a part of. Now, we didn't get that from our parents. We didn't get that from our friends. We didn't get that from our school, college, and the 73 plus communities that we are a part of. And that's why we are creating one for ourselves. And that's something that we all need to do. Now, Yogeshwari, I want to go a little deeper in this, and I want your thoughts. A coach or a trainer, they have their own community, they have their own products, they have their own levels and memberships and everything. Now, every time in their webinar, we know that they talk about the mission, vision, values, code of honor. People believe in that, they purchase also. And you have seen me work with quite a few such coaches, either as their core team member or as a consultant and everything. Yet, deep down, that 100% integration is not there. And that is also reflecting in the results. They try to validate it by saying that, oh, yeah, 100 people will join, but only 20 people will do whatever is required. Now, there is already so much of gaps then, right? Why does this happen? What should we keep in mind? And why do you feel that we are not able to resonate with such communities and all that much?
Before I touch upon this, I would like to add one more point about the previous discussion that we had. Surya and I, we shared about how market is working so diligently, putting millions and millions to know about you. What do you like? What do you don't like? When do you scroll? When do you don't scroll? Who are the people you are following? Who are the people you're not following? If you ask a researcher, they know more about you than you know about yourself. So the first step I want all of us to be aware of is, if you don't know who you are at a depth, and if you're not knowing how are you communicating to yourself, you are eventually a part of that hamster wheel. Even if you want to come out of it, there's going to be a lot of struggle. So I'm honest, brutal, open on your face right now. The reason we were able to discuss all of these things is because we have been through that journey of self-awareness. How to communicate it to yourself. Now, as I started with, I could have told myself that I am someone who is with a lot of jealousy. And I'm not good. I'm not a good person. Rather, I chose to stop blaming myself, and I chose to understand why do I like some of them and why do I don't like some of them. And then I understood it's because of the energy that they are vibrating. It's that I resonate with few people. I want to become like them. I don't want to become like few people, and it's absolutely okay. There's nothing wrong, nothing right. They are not wrong, you're not wrong. No one is to be blamed here. And this clarity we got is because of we started realizing how are we talking to ourselves. Now here I just wanted to share with you that if you want to achieve this kind of a clarity, you need to know how to talk to yourself and you need to know how to communicate. So I come back to this. If you really feel like you want to get yourself out of all of these traps, start learning communication. Now, having said that, I'll come back to your question, Surya. Can you please repeat the question first?
We are able to resonate with certain coaches. We are not able to resonate with certain coaches. We have worked with certain coaches also. Their intentions are pure. At least that's what I'd like to think. Their mission, vision, code of honor, whatever it is that they create, the products that they create, everything is pure and genuinely wanting to help people. But not everyone in their community gets success. Not everyone goes through the process. And they keep giving that itself as an explanation that, oh, that's how it is. If 100 people come in, 20 people are only are the ones that get success. Now, should we join communities? If we do so, how do we know that we will be able to do that or not? And do we really trust these coaches? Do we stay away from them? What is that thing that we need to tell ourselves, or uh, do we stay there? Do we come out? Do we do it? Do we don't? What exactly is going on here?
The first and the foremost we need to understand is even though we pay money, it is us who need to do the things. They can just show the path to us. We need to walk in that path. And that has certain process. Now, when we are part of a community, what's being shown is the result. But what is the process to achieve it? Imagine there's a trophy at the end of the road and you are at the other end of the road. Few process for athletes, it can be run, the one who gets the trophy is the winner. Now, for old people, we cannot tell them to run. We can tell them walk, the one who reaches there first gets the trophy. Imagine I cannot even walk. Then someone has to carry me. So there'll be a person who carries there will get the trophy. So if someone carries you, based on the speed of the person you gets the trophy, decides whether you get the trophy or not. In that case, it's not even your efforts. Or I don't even know what walking is, yeah, or what the trophy is exactly. You don't, there's a trophy that is shining, and then someone is telling you that's the trophy, as it is very far, you don't even know that's what you need to go and pick. Rather, your attention and your focus is on something else. Probably you see a shop next to it and you feel that's your trophy because probably you like that. So you see how many different mindsets that are there, how many different sets of challenges that are there, abilities that are there. Now, especially when you get into a community or when you get into a program, your only first thing would be, okay, if I pay this person this much, I'll be able to achieve this result. That's what you will focus, correct? And then you will make the payment, you will make the transaction, and then you will get into the community. And then you will see there is a process. Either it's walking, or it is running, or it is crawling, or it is someone carrying. There's a process to go and get that trophy. Now, when you see that process, first, do you have the skill to do the process? If it is walking, do you have two legs to walk? If you want to run, if it is running, do you have that strength, stamina, resistance to run? Or if it is someone carrying, do you get that right person who can carry you properly, or will pick you by your neck and walk? Knowing this is where the actual journey starts. This will either help you move ahead, get the trophy, or if you don't have the skill, if you don't have the right person, if you don't have the right instruments, you feel completely handicapped. And this is exactly what I and Surya felt in multiple places. I joined the community, however, the process, I didn't feel aligned to it. I'm handicapped right now. Even though I want to do it, I'm not able to give my 100% over there. Mindset block. Literally, I felt like one of my leg is broken and I'm just limping with one leg. There's a process. Now, in that process, after making the initial investment to be in the part of the community, to learn the process, then there are other additional investments in order to continue the progress, continue the journey. Okay, what if my pocket is empty? My purse is torn. So do I stay stuck there? Now, these are the things, if you want to join a community right now, previously we didn't have this option. Right now, you have the option. As Surya said, if you see an ad, go and ask ChatGPT what are they doing? Where can you find them? How can you find them on the social media? Because I'll tell you what all can be a block. You may not like the way they teach. I've signed up so many courses and I felt like the teaching style is so boring and I don't want to go through. Why are they making me sleep when they want to teach me? I don't want to go through. Why is this person sharing unnecessary information? I don't want to go through. You see how many roadblocks that can happen? So, first, you need to go and check them online. Go through some of their videos. See whether is this the person you want to learn from? Is this the style that you like to adapt? Is this the method that you will feel easy to follow through? Whatever they are sharing, is it possible to follow through? Now, first, go, watch, learn, implement. And then, when you get the result, only and only when you get the result, go make the payment. Now, when you make the payment, you need to be very clear about what are the stakes. What should you do? How much time and effort should you put? Is there any additional investments that are required? If you don't know any of these things, you will be in that trap. And you will curse yourself, you will curse the coach. As simple as that. So that is the major reason Surya and I, we are putting 90% of our efforts in order to share free content. We don't gatekeep. We share everything. Even in the last episode, we shared the end-to-end process that we are following, internal process. Most of the people, they don't share. And that is the major reason we are sharing. Because when I gave that example, there is one person whom I didn't connect with. There's one person I deeply connected with. Is because I felt I knew her. And the other guy, I felt probably he is some celebrity and I cannot become like him. So the more you get to know a coach or a person, the more it is easy for you to follow what they are telling you to do. And always remember, money, if you just pay and then if you think magically everything would appear, that's not how it is. You need to give your time investment, time commitment investment, efforts investment, money investment. All three are involved. And on top of that, your mindset. On top of that, the process they are telling you to. So check all of these things. Only and only when you resonate, you join them. If you don't resonate, even if you have a slightest doubt, approach them and ask them. And we give that freedom to you. Do not join Speak to Lead until and unless you have all your doubts clarified. Until and unless we show you the path. Yes, Surya, go ahead.
I just wanted to expand on this point because I just felt that you hit yet again the nail right on the head. I still remember there are these communities that I want to be a part of. Okay. And I'll tell you the way the whole world of marketing works is create a sense of urgency, fear of missing out, Oh, they'll make you realize what will you get that if you don't sign up, and then you get out to see all these flashy success stories and stage awards and all these things you'll get to see. And you start feeling bad about yourself and you do everything in your power to save the money and sign up. So what I did is, instead of deciding to sign up, even though I had the money, I decided to have my own heartfelt list of questions that I threw them off. Only to realize that since you have so many questions, you are not the right fit for our system. So we are telling you not to join. And I am like, thank you. I have two ways to think in that regard. One is, oh my God, they told me not to join. Now though I will join and I will check for myself. Now this is ego. And you do not want to buy in that manner. Second, you can thank yourself. And that's what I did. Oh, 4 lakhs got saved. Amazing. And guess what? The fact that you did not answer these questions, I will turn this as the next big revolution. As in, anyone in the training and coaching industry are going to get these questions answered. If you go to our Sunsden Speak to Lead landing page, we have 27 Q&As. And we are going to keep upgrading more and more and more and more and more. For anyone who wants to know, please. In fact, it's not just that we are planning. We are planning to create specific content pieces out of it. So that people can check, because anyways they're going to search about us in the internet. When we are telling people that you do your own due diligence and research and find out, when they search on YouTube, when they search on Google, when they search on ChatGPT, they will find resources. Suryadeep has explained here's why you need to talk, here's how to talk to your wife before you decide to sign up, or how to even pull her in with you. That is authenticity. That is transparency. And again, in this whole episode, if you see, we never even used words like good, bad, right, wrong, this or that. Never. We have all the respect and honor for all the trainers and coaches, because at the end of the day, even if they're bringing a change to one person's life, that's something that I believe in. It's something that works. But then we also want to keep us as the priority, ourselves as the priority. Because if someone is ready to take our money and not ready to do everything in their power to help us, I would not trust such a person. Again, the focus is on the I here. I would not trust such a person. Focus is not on the person. So big thank you for enlightening us on that, Yogeshwari. And yeah, please.
Just because you brought the Q&A, I would like to share that you shared the heartfelt question to the community you want to be a part of, and then they said, oh, you have so many questions and that's why you're not the right fit. Here is what we do at Speak to Lead. There were times before joining, the participants there were times I remember one of the participants had 12 questions in one shot. And I was able to understand that they had shared the information that we gave in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT helped them to craft those questions. I respect that as well. And this is what we did. I answered every single question to them personally. And that gave them that assurance that this is the right place for them. Once after going through the answers, in fact, most of the answers were brutal. There were places I said, if you don't agree to it, if you are not ready to make the commitment of taking that action, allotting 10 minutes every single day to do what we are telling you to do, please don't take up this right now. Talk to me. Let's understand. How can you make it happen? And then after answering all of the questions, again, only and only if you are committed to the process. This is the process, the entire process, end to end, I shared. This is the process. These are the efforts that you need to put. This is what you need to do. This is what we will do for you. Very clearly, I said, only and only if you feel that this is the right call, go ahead. And they are in right now. This is a kind of clarity that we are giving inside Speak to Lead, because we believe that you shouldn't be taking action in the fear of missing out. You should take action with absolute clarity that this is what you want in your life. Only then you will come inside and we can get you that 100% result that you are looking for. We can take you to the places that you have dreamt about, that trophy, because you know the process. You know whether it is possible for you. You know the skills. You know who is going to lead you, who's going to handhold you and everything. So I just wanted to add this, Surya. Anyone who is watching, if you have any questions about our Speak to Lead, first of all, we have created a set of FAQs. Once you go through that, I'll tell you, you will feel like we are reading your mind. We have some Kala Jadoo and we are magically reading your mind and everything because we have put in that effort. After reading all of those things, if you still have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be there personally to answer. And we always welcome that.
So in conclusion, there are people you will resonate with, keep them. There are people you will not resonate with, shove them away. There are people you will resonate with initially, and then later they will do something through which you will not resonate with them anymore, shove them away too. Even better, flush them. This is my favorite activity. Take a piece of paper, write the names and blast them however it is that you want, crumble it down. When you sit in the pot, put that paper and literally dump on that paper. And then when you hit the flush button, I swear that is the greatest feeling you will ever experience. I've tried it out. It's such an amazing feeling, no? Try it out, okay? And then please understand that every single time, whether you are succeeding, failing, having a good experience, bad experience, eventually it's for you to become better, to learn from it, to have that experience. And always when you empty your cup, the right people will flow into the cup. Everything that we do in Sunsden, every single thing. From 2026 onwards, especially, Yogeshwari and I are obsessed with bringing value in this world. Every action step, doesn't matter whether it's a small little live that we do. She does for 20 minutes, I do for 30 minutes, sometimes 1.5 hours. Through the podcast, through the Speak to Lead, through all the content that's coming out one step at a time, stage by stage, is only to make the world a better place. And that's purely, we are so grateful that we went through all those experiences with all those coaches and all those communities. That is what is laying the foundation for us to build something truly world-class, to bring a revolution in this world. Now, we can see that in all our Sunsden podcasts, we are getting 2 views, 3 views, 7 views, 9 views. And I'm so happy for them. I can cry that, oh, come on, I'm not getting thousands of views, millions of views. No, that would completely discard the respect and the value for you if you are watching right now. And I want you to know that I care about you and I love you. Not the people who are not watching, because they will eventually watch. When you keep doing good work over a period of time, the universe compensates, the market compensates, and that's what it is. We've seen the greatest legends in the planet to go through the same. And we aspire to be that, to such an extent where the same people who are not finding good stuff happening in their community will invite us as consultants to get this fixed. And when that happens, guess how much we are going to charge? With that, thank you so much, Yogeshwari, for today's episode. I think so much to look upon. And I'm definitely watching this when, again, just to reminisce the discussion that we had. Because mind you, whenever I talk to Yogeshwari, there's so much to learn. And the moment I enjoy the conversation in retrospection, there's so much far more to learn. Needless to say that when I'm recording this with her, I have to look into the camera to speak to you. And I'm not able to look at Yogeshwari and enjoy how gorgeous she looks, which I will do so when I watch it yet again. I hope you will do as well. Thank you so much. Love you, Yogeshwari. Love you, every single one of you. Take care, stay blessed. We'll see you in the next episode.